Again from Tampa. John Williams here in my shop, and still working on getting this video thing worked out, trying to figure out how the best way to do this is. And started turning a redbud, piece of wood that I got from my good friend Stephen Ogle, and had a nice video going till I deleted some things I didn't mean to delete. So we're kind of gonna back into this, and the way I had started was kind of holding up the log. So think of this as a log, unturned, but this is what we're going to end up with. Basically it's rough turned, and still got some work to do on the inside and that kind of thing, but wanted to start over with a reintroduction and show you how we got to this. So thank you for watching, and here we go. I guess my first challenge here is to get this thing as perpendicular on the axis of the lathe as possible. Got some wedges in here, and just kind of checking, make sure that we're as vertical as possible. That looks pretty good. Then, to get everything centered in a good flat spot, I'll show you what this is going to do. This, along with my router, once I get everything kind of squared up here, I'll be able to route out a good seating spot for my faceplate. We'll be right back. I had made up a bunch of these little discs to help me when I was using my chainsaw to cut things out, so it helps me get things centered up on the lathe. We're going to fix it down. Got a screw in here, you can see that, kind of marking the center, which will help me line up my router jig. I'll put something up in here to kind of help me get it eyeballed into the right spot. Of course, my floor in here is not level. It's an old garage. That looks about as close as we're going to get it. Now let me get my clamps and we'll fix it down. I was a little early on fix it down earlier. Alright, with the clamps in place, I'll put a screw in to kind of further hold it. Take out this screw and I'll be ready to get my router set up to cut a mortise for the faceplate. As you can see, I've got my router with the guide, and I believe that's a 1/2 inch upcut carbide bit, and we'll adjust it to make sure it makes a clean flat hole the right depth. Lock it down, and here we go. Looks pretty good. My plate's going to sit there just fine. Nice flat seating in place. Take out this screw. And kind of reassess the centering. So I get everything off. All right. I think if step back and look at all that, I think we're all lined up as true to the center as we can get. Hopefully that'll take advantage of the different colors and keep the sapwood as involved as the rest of the wood. And let me get it mounted up on the lathe and we'll be right back. All right, we got her mounted up on the lathe. We'll see if she's balanced out. Not bad, only running about 360. I'll be good enough to get the bark off if it doesn't beat me to death. I had the camera in the wrong place for a good view, but anyway, as you can see, got this thing kind of rounded up, and I think we've got a nice showing of the sapwood, a little spalling where some critters got in there, and I think it's going to turn out very nice. Got to finish up on my tenon, and we'll be ready to turn it around, but we'll get back to you shortly. Alright, got it turned around. I'm not real happy with the shape. I'm going to give it a little bit more of a neck up here. Get working on that. Got a little bit of cracking. I think we can get by all that. But other than that, I think it's turned out just nice. Just a beautiful piece of wood. Alright, we got things turned around, and we're going to bore it out in the center and proceed with hollowing. I want to run it reverse. To invest in is a long drill. I kind of usually do this in 2 steps. So let me get set up for the hollowing and I'll be right back. Alright, we're set up for hollowing. I've got my hollowing rig. This is a custom design. I looked at a whole lot of things on the internet. Welded this up out of 1-inch cold rolled steel and some brackets, 1/4 inch thick. Works real well up to about 12-inch depth. I've got a 3/4 inch rod with a 3/16 cutter in it. If you can really see that, but it's at an angle, slight angle that'll get me into the side, and been working really well. And I do run this in reverse, which allows me to come in from this side pretty well. So let's see how it goes. Get the idea. We've all done hollowing, so I'm going to close it off until I get down inside and get close to the end. Never really turned redbud. I'm not sure what to expect. What's coming out is at best a little damp, so I'm not sure how thick I ought to go with the walls, but I'll go about 3/8 an inch, something like that, and we'll see how that works. And I'm just finishing hollowing out to the near about the final depth. So we'll get back to hollowing here in just a minute. Alright, I thought I had everything stuck, so I didn't want to embarrass myself on the video, and I turned it off, but it all worked out. Anyway, we're about a third of the way down there, so we're going to continue hollowing. Well, we're about halfway through hollowing, and I've had some kind of serious cracks open up, and I've tried to stabilize them, as you can see, with a little CA glue. So we'll see if that helps. But outside of that, it's pretty good. But I'm going to have to let that dry for a little while, so we'll check back. Okay, we're getting kind of down toward the end. Well, maybe not toward the end, but getting close down there. Just kind of want to stop and see exactly where we are with measurements. We're coming along. Never quite as far along as you think you are. But got a ways to go. So we'll be back when we get a bit more done. Got a lot of scooping out to do. Well, I think we've come to about the end of it. I've got it all hollowed out. It's still a little damp inside. Not real wet, just a little damp. I like the shape, and I think we'll just let her dry for a few weeks and see what we got. But thanks for watching, and we'll get back as soon as we get it finished up. Thank you. Well, here I am producing the second ending, being as I deleted that as well. But here it is, Redbud hollow form, and I think it turned out very nice, and I look forward to getting it dried out so that I can finish it all. Thank you for the wood, Stephen. And I think it's going to make a really nice nice piece. So give me about a week or two for it to dry out. Down here in Florida, it doesn't take long. And we'll get it finished. But thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Thank you.